Hey tankers, this is Zem from Shrike Gaming. Bringing a little T30 play. I decided to start playing the T30 again. It's been a while since I ground through it, and I really liked the tank when I first started playing it. And I just decided I would come back and get the ace tanker off of it. And it's been a it's been a fun time. This most people play similar to it being a TD. They like to sit back and use it to snipe, and it does. It's all right. I mean, the 155 is not a bad gun. It's not as accurate as some of the other tier 9 TD, especially the Yag Tiger, but it does have a big boomstick, and it can definitely turn a game very quickly with its alpha. And this is actually a really good map for the T30. In this particular map, we are a little bit out mediumed. They have some really good players in medium tanks, and we have some pretty questionable tier 10 tanks. You'll notice here our T57 here eventually kind of YOLOs and puts himself in a position that he can't get support, which isn't what you should be doing, especially when you're not a loader, because you do need cover fire while you reload. And he kind of puts himself in a position where nobody can help him without putting himself into danger. And as usual, this is our, we have a scout tank sitting here and a couple mediums sitting up on top of this hill, and we the lights, as a TD you need to have some lights on tanks to actually be able to shoot them. And I mean, they do all right. They're not being over aggressive. They're just sitting here kind of watching the game develop, and it allows them to take the castle. Now the castle on this map is fairly important. You want to control that castle, especially for light, for view range. And without it, here's our 54 over here. We lose sight of the tanks in the castle, and I do get hit. I actually did blind shot that guy through that small opening. So a little later, you'll see that he's took a big chunk off of his health. And this game, when it first started out, it looked like it was going to be a pretty decent game. We had some good players. They had some good players, and but it didn't turn out quite as expected. Right off the bat here, we lose our one tier 10 heavy to another autoloader. Like I said, you put yourself in a position where you're going to get isolated and killed. There's not a whole lot you can do to help them. Like I said, they had by far a few more mediums than we did in light tanks, especially the higher tier tanks, and it left us a little bit wanting for some coverage. And as you see, we're already down 1-3, 1-4, and shortly 1-5, 1-6. So we were already down to 5 tanks within the first 5 minutes, and it looked pretty. It didn't look good. This is one of those kind of games that you kind of scratch your head and go, how bad are we going to get rolled? Especially when you see the sheer number of red tanks on the other flank, and we're losing this flank fairly quickly. But with the T30, it really does have the ability to change a game, especially with its ability to put tanks out, especially if they get down around that 700 and under number. And it definitely does the job. Like I said, you can definitely shoot the sheer, like I said, the sheer damage of this for 750 alpha lets you finish off a lot of low tier tanks, and can sometimes very quickly change a game. And in this situation where we've lost the majority of the tanks on this side of the map, and we are kind of struggling here, actually, trying to finish off some of these medium tanks. The T30, you notice as I'm starting to back up, has a very good turret, and it lets you have the ability to haul down on a lot of things. And specifically, once you get far enough back here, I start losing them to sight range. Sitting behind a bush and whatnot, and backing down the backside of the hill where I can use my gun depression. And very quickly, between me and the 704, we're able to wipe out a bunch of low health tanks, and essentially turn the game around. But once again, this Bika guy is actually a pretty good player, but he ends up getting himself separated from me and charging in, leaving me against two tanks. And I was lucky enough to be able to finish off the AMX very quickly, and leaving me against me a tier 10 medium, who happens for some reason that rolls extremely high in both of his shots, and but it leaves me enough chance to get away long enough to reload. And like he said, he almost took me out with both rolls almost at 500 damage, and I was able to finish him off to clean this flank out. I know at this time I've been watching the other side, and saw that they had been holding their own, which was excellent. But you'll see shortly there that with that many TDs, they were able to finish off the last of our heavy tanks, leaving one single E75 against two TDs. And the T30 is not known for its mobility, but it does have enough mobility. It allowed me to move back across the map into his support. And thankfully the E75 actually paid enough attention that he saw me coming to give him some aid, and he instead of taking on both of those tier 9 TDs, he started backing away from them and coming to me. He was able to recognize the fact that he's not going to be able to take on a T95 and a Tort by himself. Granted, I had 46 hit points, and it was going to be tight, tight even for me to engage these guys, especially if it takes only one HE shell and I'm dead. But like I said, he was able to back around and start drawing them into sort of a little bit of an ambush here. And instead of coming around where he was, I decided to go up the hill, giving me a chance to get some side shots and use my gun depression. Like I said, they're slowly pushing in on him, and they have absolutely no idea that I'm coming. And he said he played it very well. And like I said, this is one of those things about the T30 and its very large caliber gun. It lets you finish a lot of these tanks off very quickly. And like I said, if you notice in the game, like I said, it changed the course of the game by having the ability to lay some serious damage down. And in this situation, we playing a little bit of a split here, trying to get the T95 to go after one or the other, letting him eventually choose the 75 and push on him to finish him off. Well, at this point, I have already started reloading and being with TD with a turret, allowing me to essentially stay right behind him, circling. And it was a good game for the 75. I think I ended up with just a little over 5k damage, and I think I ended up with a little bit over, right at 6k damage. It was a very good game. Like I said, a very good map for the T30. And at one point, like I said, this was a very close game. I honestly did not expect to win it. But like I said, with Alpha, the T30 definitely gives you the ability to change outcomes of games such as this. Like I said, being able to knock out those low hit point tanks where it would normally take you, you know, two shots. With the T30, you have the ability to wipe them out the map right away. So yeah, this was a very good game for me. Uh, if you haven't played the T30, as I said, it's one of my favorite Tier 9 TDs. It's that alpha, and the fact that you have such great gun depression and a very strong turret definitely lets you um, take it. You know, once you take advantage of it, it's a very tough tank to beat. And like I said, obviously in the replay, you can see that it's a very it's a very it can be a very good game changer. So well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you have any questions, comment in the video below, or send me a message in game if you anybody would like to platoon up with T30s. Jump on over to our TeamSpeak and come on in and we can run some T30s. Alright, so you guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.